On second thought, it seems like that's not happening. I just checked the bus. Um, I had checked previously, and I saw a bus route and a schedule to go from Detroit to Ann Arbor and back. I didn't check the times or the fare. Um, it turns out it's a $15 bus ride. Um, I could see myself paying, maybe $5 to get there, and maybe $5 to get. I mean, that would be an expensive bus ride, but to need to pay it's going to cost me $30 in transportation, which means I'm looking at like a night that's going to be like it's going to be well $30 for transportation. I think is $20 to get in, so that's 50, and then like with the rest of it, I'm looking maybe around $70, and then with the conversion, it's like $100. Um, I've seen tortoise a few times. I'm actually a substantially sized tortoise fan. Um, Actually, I haven't seen them a few times. I saw them once. I am thinking about it though still. Can I blow $100 on tortoise tomorrow? I wanted. I figured maybe I might have to pay a couple of dollars. I might have to pay a couple of different systems, so it might be. But see, the only reason I can think why you would make a $15 bus, it's not even that far, right? The other approach is to take a train, and I mean, I don't really want to take a train. It's not any faster either. It's still a 2-hour ride. Like I don't. I can't think of any reason why there wouldn't be a bus system there. It's an integrated. Well, actually, I can't think of a reason. Is if you don't want people from Detroit to come to Ann Arbor because you're a dirty racist. Such is the reality of this area. Um, you know, good job, guys. You're preventing a nice white person from entering your city because you're too short-sighted to see through your bullshit. I'd like to come to your city and spend money, but you made it really hard to get there because you don't like black people. You assholes. So you're trying to find a way around this that might make sense, and it's amazing. It seems to be that this here is about as far as the Detroit buses go. So I'm in Westland, Michigan, or a little south of there. It's Michigan Road. That's Dearborn. That's what the D there stands for. So this is Detroit's that way, right? And I can get to here. And then it seems like the buses in Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti are interconnected here, like this. And I can get as far as there. There is about a 5-mile distance. Yeah, there we go. It's about a 5-mile distance there. Can even, yeah. Okay. 5 miles there, and there is no bus route. The area, and I'm not pulling this out of my ass, okay? When I say this, I've done a little bit of research on it, and I know that this is the case. That area is split up on purpose. I'm gonna take a walk up Google Maps to see, because you know what? I don't mind walking a little. I just don't want to walk through a forest and get attacked by a cougar. If that's relatively downtownish, I don't mind walking through it. But why is there no bus service in a 5-mile radius? It's 5 miles, and it's right in the middle of a city. There's no bus service because they don't want people here to interact with people over here. Okay? It's split up on purpose. This is where white people live, and this is where black people live. And it's amazing. I mean, as a Canadian, I can't even fathom this. but this is the truth of it. And I really don't see a way to fix it other than to call attention to it. That being said, I know that this is something that it would be an understatement for me to say that the Detroit transportation issue has been longstanding. It's something that's been going on for a very long time, and should have some relatively easy answers. The other option is that I can take a bus to the airport here, and then it's $15 to get from here to here, right? So I can either get off here and, I don't know, maybe hitchhike for a few miles, or I can take a $15 bus from here to here, which I don't want to do. So I do believe it would be $2 to get to here, and then it would be $2 for the rest of the system, kind of thing. So, but there's got to be a better way, right? To find to bridge that gap, because like I said, I don't have, after the exchange rate, you're looking at what, 40. I don't have $40 to spend on the bus. So, and well, let me rephrase that. If I absolutely had to, I could. I don't want to. I would rather walk or hitchhike. So we'll see. Well, like I say, first thing I'm going to do is check the maps there. If I can figure this out, I'm going to go, because I want to go, and I actually kind of want to take the adventure kind of route, right? It's just, I mean, it's it's not worth that much. The truth is that even if I did have that money to throw away, I would rather walk, just because it's so stupid, right? So let me see this here. 5 miles is what, 10 kilometers? I can do that. I might be a little bit tired when I get there. But like I said, I don't want to walk through a forest, so we'll see what it looks like. So it turns out it is about 5 miles worth of forest in there, where farmland or just undeveloped area, kind of a buffer zone from here to here. And when I zoom in a little bit, it makes it a little bit. That's not going to be any fun to walk. If I end up doing this, I'm going to have to hitch it, and I'm not really that excited about it. But what the bus does, like, get this. The bus will come through here, like that, down to here, until it gets to here. And then it will actually turn around. So it's saying that like this is as far as you're going. You pass this line and you've broken the segregation line. This is like for real. That's what that is right there. That's a segregation line. And the bus will take you to here and then turn around. If you can believe that. Remarkable. Okay, so I found that there is one way to get back and forth here. This is, yeah, no, I want it like that. Yeah. Okay, so there is one route that they allow. I can take a bus from Canton here, up around here, down into the Michigan, into the university. They run that once a day, and it's $5 plus transfer, Monday to Friday. So you can take it home, and you can take it in, and you'd better be off work early. That's important to point out because it's proof of concept, right? That indicates that they could run a bus. The fact that there is a bus running, even if it's only once a day, it does run, right? So it's possible. the fact that there are no buses moving from here to here or from here to here is not due to some kind of a boundary or jurisdictional issue, because there is a bus running. It just runs very infrequently, and it makes it very hard for people to get back and forth. Tomorrow is a Friday, meaning that this would provide me with a way in, so long as I'm able to meet the schedules, but it wouldn't provide me with a way out, because it doesn't run on Saturdays. So I'm going to keep that in mind and keep looking. The other option, unfortunately, would be to find my way out here somewhere and try to hitchhike back in. As soon as I get, as soon as I can find a way to, golf that 5 miles or whatever it is, it might be a little bit. So the distance from here to here might be a little bit smaller. And that's something to look into as well. It might mean walking through suburbia, but it might be a little bit more navigable. The point being just that, once I get over that, once I get from White Town to Black Town, I can start catching the buses from here. The schedules might not be great, but they do run. It's just it's a question of getting over that hump, right? Again, this wasn't designed so nice white kids from Canada would have to walk to the woods to get home. It was designed so that scary black people couldn't come up to the suburbs. Maybe they should think that through. I'll say that again. I'm taking a look around, at the broader transportation situation. It turns out there really isn't any plans to integrate Ann Arbor with Detroit either. But I'm taking a look around, and it turns out they're planning on building a rail link between Ann Arbor and Howell. And so I said, Howell? What is this? Never heard of this place. Looked a little bit, and I don't think the following is a coincidence. For many decades, Howell has had the reputation of being associated with the Ku Klux Klan due to white supremacist leader and Michigan Grand Dragon Robert E. Miles, who held KKK gatherings on his farm, located 12 miles north of the city with a Howell address. Miles died in 1992. However, these gatherings, including the burning of crosses, continued. The reputation has persisted into the 2000s, with events such as a public auction of KKK items scheduled for Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday in 2005, the suspension of a teacher who removed students for wearing a Confederate flag and making anti-gay slurs in 2010, and the high school basketball team's racist tweets towards a racially mixed team in 2014. The Livingston Diversity Council, which was founded in response to a 1988 cross burning on the lawn of a black family, promotes diversity and inclusion in the county. So, it seems to be that the people that are on the Ann Arbor City Council, or whatever other body it is that oversees the transportation, and I do understand that it is kind of complicated, but it seems like they're more interested in integrating the public transit networks of the communities outside of Detroit than they are in creating any kind of a link between the city and the outsiding areas. Again, it's really difficult for tourists. It's difficult for people on the outside of the city coming from the other way to try to get in. But I really don't think those kinds of arguments are going to be particularly persuasive with a system that seems to be quite consciously racist. more to the point, one may want to look at the system and recognize that it is racist. That might be the better way to try to get something fixed there. My understanding was that there was actually a federal program, but Reagan yanked it. And Reagan, of course, was a notorious racist himself. So it's not. I mean, my understanding is it's well understood that Reagan took the side of the segregationists in the countryside. Said we're not going to have this integrated system, and we're going to allow this structural inability to transit through the area to continue to exist. It's very clear that I mean the Detroit public system is not particularly good, but within Detroit city limits, I've never had really a problem getting from A to B. And from what I can see, it seems like the system in Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti seem to be relatively good. And in fact, it doesn't seem to be so bad moving over to the other side either. I was able to get north up to Pontiac. I do believe that the systems moving to the other side of the city are relatively good. It is really very curious that it's so difficult to get from Detroit to Ann Arbor. There's really no good reason for that I can see. Besides, like I say, a purposely designed system to prevent scary black people from entering the suburbs. That's what we're dealing with here, seriously. It turns out my back door doesn't work anyways. I was thinking just by looking at this looks like it's, metropolitan area all the way through. It would make sense that there would be buses that come up here, right? But it's the same thing. It seems to be that this highway here, this 275, seems to be the real segregation line there. That's as far as the buses in the smart system go. That's my back door there. That's where that would end there. So I still have a 5-mile distance there that I don't know, take a cab or you're gonna walk or what, but it's I mean, you can see why they don't run it on the weekends. I mean, I wonder why they even run it at all to put a can in there like that. I mean, it's apparently they run carpools. It's just like a carpool is great if you go to the same place all the time. If you're trying to get from A to B, because you want to. It doesn't provide the same level of freedom that a bus system does. It's remarkable, really. But I mean, that's the same basic space, right? So it's about 4 miles there, and it's about 5 miles there. But it's just like this gap is without bus service. Again, the bus, I mean, it might not be great, but there is bus coverage all the way up through here. And likewise, it might not be great, but there is at least bus coverage all the way up through here. So, you might have to wait a while, but, there's a bus coming, right? And it's integrated, right? So, buses all the way around here, and you can go just about anywhere you want, right? And, buses all the way around here, you can go wherever you want. But you cannot get between here and there. It's that space. There's nothing in between here. So you can't get from here to here. Anywhere you want in here, anywhere you want over in here. Right? Anywhere you want here. Right? And there's 30 buses that run. It actually looks to me like it's pretty good bus service in Ann Arbor. In Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti together. But you can't get from there to there. And to be blunt with you, I bet that's just as upsetting to the people that live here as it is to the people that live there. or at least the people that want to get back and forth. But that's how that is, huh? Okay, so maybe some other day, I'll take the risk, go out and flounder around and maybe try to hitchhike over the distance. It is only 5 miles. It's a short ride. Um, or maybe I'll even have a bicycle that I can take at some point. Um, that is one way around it. If I had a bicycle, I could take the bike, put it on the bus till I got off here, get off, and then ride from there, or even just ride the whole way. But at this point, it does not appear as though there's any way that I can get to see a tortoise tomorrow, unfortunately. The bus system in Detroit is too racist to allow me to get to Ann Arbor to see the show. It's a pity, but this is how it is.